Hey, Loki. Hold on. Hello, Loki. Just quickly grabbing some water and making myself a coffee because I'm real tired. But it's lovely to see you. So I want to just say hello, and I see you, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm here. I've got my caffeinated beverage. Have some water as well. Everything I need for some drawing and sitting. I definitely need to get a new um, gaming chair. Because mine I have had for 5 years. And it's worn to shit. Hello, drunkie. I hope you are well. Let me put my glove on before we start. Because, you know me, I could be drawing for hours and then only realize that my glove is it on? It's not that I don't need it. Like, it's useful, but I just don't use it. It gave me something to look at in the Discord. You actually get it first of anyone. Ooh. I'll have to check. Ooh, picky. A picky. Ooh. That's cool. That's wicked, Loki. I love it. What the fuck? Sorry, I just heard a ding. My phone's on silent, so it was just a random ding. That's super cool, and I like how it like lines up and makes a pattern when it's worn. That's wicked. Talented. My chat just full of talented people. Now let me just check what that ding was. Oh. I got a friend suggestion on Facebook. I don't use Facebook anymore. I have it. I don't use it. How dare they contact me? How dare they speak to me? You dare make contact with me? Gramoose? The Grum? Oh man. This is the wrong... There we go. And then goggle it up. Goggle down. Goggle. Hey! Speak, Kitchen Grubbo.
Did somebody say skibidi wrist toilet? Well, now they have.
Great. Eventually got it out. Hello, Glenn. Thank you for that. But also, damn you for that. Somebody say skibidi bibbidi toilet riz. Well, now they have. Because I couldn't fully comprehend what the little Grubbo was saying. You're still here? Fuck off, Grubbo. No. They're allowed to be here. They stick around for a minute after. Used an old bracelet I got as a teen and at a powwow as the base, but instead of just glass and plastic beads, I use real bone and gemstones to make this one. That's cool. I like it. It's turned out really nice. Hello, how you doing? I am good. I'm definitely tired. Like more so than yesterday, for sure. Because I had to do a lot today at work. So I'm definitely feeling that eepiness. But otherwise I'm doing pretty good. How are you? How are you? Gonna make this entire goggle much lower. Ah! The music freaking startled me to a certain degree. Let me alter that, the song. It's not lo-fi enough for me tonight. I need something real chill. This is too upbeat. This is too skibbity riz. Tired as well, fair. No, I feel it. I feel it. Lo-fi jazz is not doing it for me today. Let's go lo-fi synth. Keep it nice and quiet. Powwow equals Native American Festival. Aboriginal Festival. Oh yeah, that makes sense. That's cool. I think I've only ever had one of those in my lifetime. I had a indigenous... Well, I went to an indigenous festival. It was really cool. It was very fascinating. I find indigenous history, especially for Australia, very interesting. And I honestly kind of consider it more interesting than our colonial history for a good portion of it. So it makes me very disappointed that it's very rarely kind of taught in schools. Or maybe it is now, but it wasn't when I was learning about all that stuff. And then I studied it at university more formally, and then I was like, wow, there's so much that we were just not told. So much like left out, which I find very interesting. Actually 1/4 native, but because of how it is traced, I'm just on the outside looking in. After the heart attacks, I've wanted to connect to that side more. That makes a lot of sense. That's very interesting. Yeah. Have you always been kind of curious about it over your lifetime? And now you're kind of feeling that push just because of the heart attacks? Or with, with the additional kind of scare of the heart attacks, I guess. That's what I'm asking. Making the hat lower because holy crap, it was too big of the hat. Too big of the hat. Yeah, that's a word. Nice one, Gray. Can I have a sip of my coffee? I need it. It's instant coffee, so I'm not living well, but because I need to clean my coffee machine. I haven't used it in almost 2 months because I've just been going out to buy coffee. So this weekend I'm gonna clean out my coffee machine, give it like a really thorough once over, and then I'll get back to drinking actually good coffee. Right now I'm just punishing myself because I haven't cleaned it. So just having this instant coffee instead. Oh god, it tastes like poison. I'll keep drinking it though, but god. You've always been on the outside and fascinated with that part of your heritage, but now it is kind of, I'm coming in with or without permission. That makes sense. I get that. Where you kind of you're not wanting to necessarily overstep a bound, but there are no bounds to overstep. You are, from what I know of indigenous kind of cultures and stuff like that, if you have a heritage with it, then you're more often than not very welcome. I don't have, I have a little bit of insight into it, but definitely from a outside perspective. Lol, oh god, it's awful. Sip, yes, exactly. Hello, Rat Queen. Bow. A bow. My liege. Ugh. Let me just have another sip of horrible coffee. How you doing? How are you? I've been waiting for permission to get in the pool, but it's almost time for me to go home. Yeah, exactly. So you want to get into the pool. Well, I'm glad you are pursuing that. I hope it proves to be very insightful for you. Because sometimes looking into this kind of stuff teaches you a lot about yourself. Learning about my heritage was very interesting because I came to understand aspects of who I am that I didn't expect to ever have to think about, And my heritage is, because I am, at the end of the day, I am Australian. I always kind of consider myself that I am Australian. And I've got a background of being, Irish and Scottish and English, heritage. So I always kind of considered first and foremost just being Australian, and that's it. But then I also found out that I have Maltese heritage. So those Greek kind of isles, I have heritage for that. Oh, I have heritage there. And so I was it's something I've never kind of given any thought. But then as soon as I became aware of it, it became very surprising to me. Because I would have never thought that unless I was told. I would have never known unless I was told, and I would have never given it much thought at all unless I was told. In 2 days, it will be the past the 3 month mark. It'll be past the month mark. The next one I have to look out for is 5-year one, so I will calm down a bit. Nice, that's good to know. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, you'll ideally have some calming down time, or a bit of a relief for a bit, at the very least. There you go. We got a little bit of that. That's probably the right distance, right? I don't know why I'm asking. Like, you get it. It's pretty much there. Yeah, just looking at the fort. Oh, if we're going to the Irish heritage route, Virtuous Sola Nobitalis is my clan's motto. Ooh, that's cool. I have no idea. I don't, I think I know very little about my Irish heritage. I just know I have it, you know? It's one of those things. It's like, oh, I just know I have Irish heritage. And that's probably all I know. I might make this thinner. And I can't talk too much about my Scottish heritage because it kind of gives away. It will dox me. I'll dox myself accidentally if I talk too much about it, because my name is very Scottish. Wish I knew a Scottish name to throw people off the scent, but I've got a very Scottish name. Virtue alone ennobles. Basically, don't care what you came from or who you know, it's your actions that matter. That's nice. That is a very nice motto. Romanes est et Thomas. Let me grab an older page so that I know exactly what I am looking to draw. This one doesn't show shit. Damn it. Don't read any of this. Don't read any of it. Okay, so there's that. And then a tower. That's it. Okay, cool. Don't commit it to memory. Don't learn the comic. Oh. Ow. My neck. It's also probably a little too high. So what I'll do is I'll build the tower out first. And then cover it with trees and stuff. And then I'll add that little additional bit. Let me grab some water. My voice is going weird. It's not sore, but it's just going weird. Ooh. And some nice crisp water. Okay. So... get some ground. It's interesting that we get to actually have this kind of perspective now, because we're no longer at Ratchet's height, we're at a humanoid's height. So, as a result, we actually, I get to finally draw from humanoid kind of POV. So everything's a little bit more normal, as opposed to the short, low to the ground perspective that we're kind of used to. Not to get too political, but today was a weird day. It was Canada Day, and then America also had all of that stuff today. Yeah, it's been a weird day for politics. I can definitely like understand that, especially um, American and Canadian kind of politics right now. It's a very weird time. We didn't think we'd be in another like weird time, for a while, but we kind of seem to be just jumping from weird time to weird time a lot of the time, which is a little disappointing. But that happens too, you know. The world is a weird, weird place. We're getting weird moments a lot. And very little respite from it sometimes. That actually kind of works. I don't want it to actually be a completely straight, like, line. Purely because I want it to kind of look like it's falling apart. This is my 7th once-in-a-lifetime event. I'm tired. I want it to stop. Yeah, we want just, like, things to be boring for a bit, right? Like, let's just have a little bit of normalcy. Just keep things real freaking boring. You don't want to get out of bed, Glenn? Then don't. You don't have anything to do today, right? Do nothing. Ew, normal. No, we want a little bit of normal. We want a little bit of that normal back. We want a little bit of the boring normal world. But you must? Ah, dear. Sounds like you got a busy day then. Yuck. I had my busy day. It sucked. Just planned on making bread. You know what? Fair enough. Yeah, you got to get out of bed for that. That sounds amazing. What kind of bread are you making? I've also not made this line straight, which is bothering me. I'm gonna just stretch it out real far, and that should actually... Yep, that did it. Wow. Also the earliest Category 5 hurricane we have ever had. Oh yeah, like Bertha or something like that? No, not busy. Good. Then have a leisurely day. A leisurely day without any kind of weirdness. Or maybe a little bit of weirdness, you know? Today was a really weird day. Yeah, definitely sounds it. Just white bread because I'm too unmotivated to go to the store. That's fair enough. Beryl. I knew it was something, like, it definitely started with a B. And it was a name you do not call your kids anymore, you know? There's no... You're not calling kids Bertha or Beryl. Not anymore. You're calling them stuff like, Jim. And Pastuzo. Okay, now I just want to add some stuff to this. Brat, yeah. I want to add some stuff to this frame. And you know me, like, I shouldn't be adding extra additional details, but I kind of want to add extra little details. I'll call my kid Bertha as long as she's 80 kilograms in third grade. Yeah, and she's got to be like 6'5". Yeah. I mean, it's a cruel existence to set your kid up for, but like, each to their own. I make no judgments. I don't judge parents. I don't judge anyone. I'm a good mouse. We pretty much can't see anything behind Armella's head. Or in the background of Armella's head, so I'm not gonna deal with the original backgrounds that we could see. I say as I'm just about to draw some of it. But, you know, it's going to be very hard to draw all of that out, so I'm just going to leave it for the most part. Yeah, do it. Do it, Grey Mouse. Just leave it. Your mouse, you aren't tall enough to judge. What? There's a height requirement on judgment? Oh, I judge parents to the max, but I don't share my opinion unless asked. That's fair enough. I think that's very diplomatic of you, Glenn. I think for me, I just like, I don't know. It's y'all all know my like opinion on like walking etiquette or personal space, because I don't consider myself an introvert, really, at least not anymore. However, I do find that there is like a certain consideration you need to make for personal space, and if you kind of violate that, then I'm just going to be angry at you. I'm going to be angry at you like an introvert who doesn't let you, like an introvert who doesn't let them stay in, you know. Now I'm just wondering, there's like a small corner of space that I can kind of fill in with illustration. Do I want to crack open one of my art books with locations in it, probably the Legend of Zelda one, and pick up a few little bit pieces of inspiration? What are we thinking? Oh, that was actually like a visceral noise from that coffee. So the corner I'm talking about is this. I want to put something here. You know? I don't think I'm an introvert or an extrovert. I am a reactionary. If you leave me alone, I'm an introvert. If you talk to me, I'm an extrovert. That's cool. Like you're adaptive. Your personality style is very adaptive. That's cool. For me personally, I do think ambivert is the most accurate term for me. But then also, like, I'm an introvert by nature, but I find that my social battery is more easily refilled with good quality conversation. And that even includes, like, it will be refilled faster and better with good quality conversation. And like alone time may not actually refill my social battery, I find. So I do also find myself getting kind of socially burnt out more often if I'm just by like hanging out at home doing nothing. That made me sick, and I just cracked my third bottle open. The introvert extrovert system is inaccurate anyway. Yeah, it's a sliding scale, and even as a spectrum, it's not accurate. The buzzwords is the big thing. They're all just buzzwords. It's all tabloid journalism, you know? In a sense. Yeah, I think I'm going to quickly run over to my bookshelf and grab the Legend of Zelda art book. Just to grab a little bit of inspiration for what to add into this corner. It's probably not going to be much, but it's worth thinking about. Be right back. Taking my headphones off. I can't hear you guys. Don't swear. Don't swear, don't say fuck or bugger. Be good. Be well behaved. Legend of Zelda. There's usually just one page I go to. Bugger all the mouse. Fudge. Fudge! Caramel fudging diapers. Oi! All of you. Very inappropriate language. If Ratchet were here, he would be scandalized. How could any of you say stuff like this? Hold on. Let me get this book open. Let me get this fucking book open. I can't believe you guys would swear. Locations are right at the back, which I'm disappointed in because they're my favorite parts. Finished off your bottle of Crown Royal. Finished off my bottle of Crown Royale. Drained the sake surprisingly fast, although I did use it to make some udo. Now I'm on to a bottle of maple syrup whiskey. Ooh, you've talked about the maple syrup whiskey many an occasion, and it always sounds very enticing. Udon. Ooh, udon, yes. I was like, what's udo? Udon, that makes sense. Cool. That actually sounds really nice as well. Now you're making me want udon. I just had dinner. Hyrule Castle. Hyrule Castle is cool. But I don't need a castle. I just need something to fill in a little bit of space. Use the apple sake to make my udon. The sweetness of the apple complemented the the what? The broth? Me assumes. Hyrule Castle. Ooh, that's kind of a cool idea. Gravestones. That would be cool. Maybe a little grim this close to a not standing stone, a portcullis. My god, I love this book. This book is fantastic. Sorry, hit enter, but yeah, the soy very nicely has both the sweet and the noodles, and the salt and the broth. Ooh, that sounds fantastic. By the way, 3 out of 9 people of our con group got either food poisoning or con flu. Damn. Those are some pretty rough odds. Normally I would also show the reference book camera, but my desk is a mess. Con flu does numbers. Yeah, it seems so. I could crack open the... Hold on. Let me just check. Turn the light on. I actually don't have my headphones on, so I can't actually hear any of you speaking. Yeah, as you can see, my desk is a mess. Make sure there's no, like, identifying things. Anything that would identify me. My wallet! With my ID in it. My grey mouse driver's license. Just dropped some shit. And apparently they served funky chicken in the Twitch partner lounge, and some got food poisoning as well. That's horrifying. That's so fucking awful. I'm so sorry to hear that. Good news is, by my 4th time with COVID, I thought it was just a con flu. I got at hospital. Okay. 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney, Australia. No! No, my address. Hold on, let me get this right. Where... You can see... Oh, also, this is for those of you who have played Deep Rock Galactic, my brother 3D printed the mug, the tankard. Look at how cool it is. Look at this. It's the tankard. It's the tankard from Deep Rock Galactic. I'm so impressed and chuffed. I keep... Rocket Stove! Rocket Stove! I keep Nerf bullets in it. There's also just a magic cup. See, like I said, my desk is a mess. Like, I have a magic cup, I have a tankard. My drinking hasn't got any, you know. But, hold on. Let me line this up properly. So, I use this camera for reference books. Hold on, this is still not low enough. The main one I'm using is this one. Is the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild book. Because it has some really nice locational stuff. Hand reveal. Huh. Hand. It's my hand. I think it's mandatory for artists to have a messy desk. Yeah, but I'd love to just have it be clean, because then I can do this stuff. Hello, Arnie. Hello. So much hand. Yes, plenty of hand. It's the grey hand. Oh yeah, my Evangelion art books and the Native American ring comes in tomorrow. Ooh, exciting. If you would be tempted to, be sure to post some pictures in the chat of the art book and stuff, or any of it actually, whatever you wish to kind of share. Because I can't find an Evangelion art book myself. Who even has a desk, am I right? That's true. I don't. But that being said, I don't live in a bus, so I have room for two desks. Actually, I have two desks. One desk is here with the book, and then I have a second desk here with my computer. No desk going 4 years strong. Damn, that is pretty strong. I will the ring. Oh, Jasmine. Hello, welcome. Thank you so much, Arts Pops. I'm currently just talking about my messy desk and showing a Breath of the Wild art book. Welcome, thank you so much for the raid. Hold on, let me just... There you go. Thank you so much for the raid. I'll give you a quick shout out. Hello, what were you doing? What were you up to? Welcome, raiders. Welcome. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Great Mouse Inc. I'm a Australian illustrator currently working on a comic called Ratchet and the Beanstalk Brigade. I have gotten distracted and I'm now looking for a reference piece to work on to add into this corner, but we are technically working on a comic. I was doing some concept sketches for monsters. Ooh, that's cool. Well, if there's anything you'd like to share, feel free to post a little linky into the chat and we can check it out. Still waiting on the reprint of the cosplay art book. Ooh, that'd be good. I hope that shows up soon. Oh wait, we both shout out Jasmine. You get 2 shout outs, Jasmine. No need for permits. Yes, important to note, there's no need for permits. You're welcome to just drop it. So as you can see, I'm currently just searching through this art book for some references. And I think I want to go with some fancy stones and stonework. So I use this book as like a reference page or reference pages for stuff like this. I kind of want to do some fancy stones and stuff like that. So I use this very often. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. So because I always felt a little bit bad about just like anytime I was looking at reference books or reference pieces to work on this comic with, it kind of just sounded like me flipping through pages. So I've set up a camera and a little spot for the book, and then we can kind of look at it together. I can also show off my cool stuff, like my Deep Rock Galactic tankard and things like that. So it's also kind of beneficial. It's like, you know, you're all hanging out with a little toddler who's showing you their stuff that they're really happy about. I think I should send you parts of the lore books for Final Fantasy. They seem more useful than the Evangelion ones. I mean, all is useful. I collect inspiration from everything. So I will take what I can get. Now I was going to do fancy rocks. Not fancy rocks, just some rocks. I know, all this like effort to like look for rocks, and I'm drawing like this, just a little rock. Look at my shiny rocks, look at my shiny rocks, look at my cup, look at the mug that I keep my Nerf bullets in. Okay, I have to go back to your own art. Love you all. Oh, I love you too, Arnie. Have fun with your art. I hope you get it all done and dusted soon. And that I hope it turns out to be as good as it deserves to be. Because with your art, it deserves to be the best. I'll see you real soon, I'm sure. I love that, like, we went to all this effort and then I'm just drawing a few rocks. I kind of find that really good. Like, really solidly funny. Because that's my, like, distracted brain and the way that works. Is that I will just be like, ooh, should I turn on the reference book cam? And then I do, and I'm like, I want to draw rocks. So I don't really need a reference for it. I still need to watch Buto Reba, Story of a Man Turned into a Pig. I do need to watch that. That sounds exactly like what I would want to watch. And that's not sarcasm. That's just my voice after being tired. That's just my tired voice. I love that I just drew rocks. There's something so funny to me about that. Hey, rocks are awesome. Rocks are awesome. I agree. But I do love that I was like, I'm going to open up the art book. I'm going to look into the art book. Get some references from one of my favorite visually one of my favorite games. And then I'm like, I settled on rocks. I'm like, these rocks look great. Perfect. And then we move on. I mean, that's kind of good. I'm kind of happy with that. Dragon. I might do a little bit more. I love doing that. Like, I'm being like, I think I'm done. And then I'm like, I'm going to do a little bit more. Maybe don't make it look quite cephalic, Greymouse. There we go. There we go. That looks rocky. That looks rock-like. That works. Yeah. Yeah. I like it. You know what? I don't regret it. I don't regret it one bit. That's a good looking rock. It's a good looking series of rocks. Yeah. I think it's time to color once I do this. This? Is that how perspective works? Is that how perspective works? Yes. Question mark. It's the ever-present struggle to not make things look phallic. It is. Well, it's also like, it's one of the curses or drawbacks of being an artist, is that once you get to that point where illustration is just putting together a conglomeration of shapes, then you're going to notice a lot of like phallic shapes anyway, because it's all just shapes after a certain point. And you're just like, well, I've just made this look like a penis. That couldn't have been stopped, you know? It's like, it's not that you have, like, ever have any sort of, like, fixation on phallic imagery or anything like that. But then, like, once you start living by that recognizing shapes mentality, everything kind of seems weirdly phallic for a bit until you get that out of your head. Oh, excellent. Got a concept sketches from tonight compiled. Thank you. Let me check these out. That was the one I told you about, where the magically inclined part of society were used as slaves, and then after they died, the collars would degrade if looked after by people who harbored negative feelings towards that race. Oh, right. Interesting. Ooh, these look amazing. All the penises. Yeah, I feel like that as an artist, you always notice first. Yeah, definitely. Anytime there's any kind of shape, you're just like, is that phallic? It's hard to avoid and really easy to do. Any cylinder is a penis. Yeah, absolutely. Any cylinder, even if it like expands out or changes shape, that just makes it more phallic in a way. Now, Jasmine, would it be alright if I shared this art with the chat? Because it looks fantastic. I really love these concepts and ideas. Simply make art based on booba. I'm trying. I'm trying, Loki. Thank you so much. Let's jump to the post your art screen. Punga, show the art. There we go. I just show my own Twitch. Oh no. Let me just quickly get rid of the crop for a bit. Let me just check. Yep. It's all good. Yeah, I love it. Look at how cool that is. Let me just bump that up to hide my tabs. Yeah. Though most of my tabs are really boring. It's just like stream stuff, Reddit, B&H. So kind of boring, but like also just good to be safe. Yeah, look at this. It's really cool. And I love, like, I do have a personal kind of love of like the creepy kind of spindly devil and demonic kind of characters. I find them really, really cool. So I really love what you've done here with this one. I do the same thing. I look at all my tabs. Now hide them. Yeah, exactly. Gotta just push them away. Nothing that reveals my identity. It's always safe. But always good to be safe. Or just to make sure. It's a type of fiend. Ooh, I did suspect, because it kind of looks like a bone devil from D&D. But more, I would say like sharper, you know, like more jagged. And I love that. I love a jagged fiend demon thingus. I also, yeah, all of them look great as well. And I do love the dog and the lynx cat. Still, yet I still can't get you to play Scorn. You got a point there. So those are one of those games that, like, it feels like if it was scary enough, I'd shit myself. And I don't know if I want that. I don't know if I want that existence. I am... What's all this then? Welcome, Frosty. Welcome. Welcome in. We're just currently looking at Jasmine's fantastic art. And having a chat about demons and devils and D&D and fiends and stuff. So I hope you're doing well, because we're having a good long chat about that stuff. Yeah, had written horned skeleton as a prompt, and it ended up going the bone devil route. Nice. I love how that kind of works out, right? The way that kind of just would. Oh my god. I love how that just kind of works out, right? Well, thank you so much for sharing that, Jasmine. There's some beautiful, beautiful work. And you should be very proud of yourself, because it is fantastic. The dog is a celestial. Ooh. Well, you're speaking my language there. Celestial is one of my favorite, like, race types in D&D. Oh, thank you so much for subscribing with Prime, Frosty. Really appreciate it. Oh, we got another raid. Hold on, guys. What a cute transition. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sneebu, for raiding. How are you? Hello. Let me just quickly get a shout out for you. What were you doing? What were you playing or doing? Were you doing arts? Were you doing video games? Were you having a good day? That's the most important thing. Were you having, or are you still having a good day? That's also an important question. I love the meme, be not afraid, would be more afraid. Yeah, be more afraid. Oh, yeah. Yes, fantastic. Hey, Sneeboo. How you doing? Welcome in. Get comfy. What were you up to? The way my voice is just going weird. What were you up to? Do you have any demons or devils? Or devil stories of which you can speak of? We're currently talking about demons and devils. Thank you so much for the raid. I think I may have thanked you, but I'll thank you again. Always good to be grateful. Let me just, there we go. There you go. Nice and erased. Because I was like, I think I'm ready to color this in. And then I realized that things were unfinished. So I wasn't ready to color things in. I currently have a cursed sword in your Spelljammer campaign. Ooh, what's the cursed sword do? What's it about? Your voice always goes weird, but most people just call that an accent. You know what? You got me there. You got me banged to rights there, because I got a pretty weird accent. Even among other Australians. I think there's also a line missing. Oh, a few lines missing from certain things, but that's fine. I'll fix it. Which is weird, because he's like a serial murderer wanting to drink blood. And my char is meant to be like the nicest guy ever. No, that's the perfect dichotomy. Like, that's like real odd couple stuff right there. You want that in a campaign, because it's fun. You get stuff like that, and then it's just a complete mess, because you can be both. Exactly. You can learn. You can grow as a character to become more murder hobo-esque. Or maybe you'll change the sword for the better, and they become good. Which would be a first, but maybe doable. That's so fun, yeah. I think we don't need the reference page anymore. I might pull it back up if we need more reference art, but right now, it's unneeded, so let's get rid of it. You need to go to sleep, just wanted to support a rodent for a bit. Well, I appreciate that, Rat Queen. I am honored that you would spend your time here. Have a good sleep. It was lovely to catch you. I will see you next time. Have a good stream. Thank you. Have a good sleep. Let me just fill that in. Or they could overcome and destroy the sword. The possibilities are endless. Exactly. It's always kind of fun to get a weapon, like a sentient weapon that has potential, you know? Potential and personality. It's like the best. Because it also builds your character out quite a bit. My sword master warlock came into possession of a sword that basically contained the departed soul of a Valkyrie. And basically, because he was a warlock, a hexblade warlock, he already had a sword that was talking to him. However, now with two swords that spoke to him, he basically had parents. And that was like the whole, like the humor and the joke behind this, like this dual sword wielding, gloomy kind of character, is that now he had like two parents who were both kind of trying to pull him in different directions. And he was like, I'm going to listen to whichever one gives me the most attention. And it really kind of went like that for a bit until he started having to, like, you know, make his own decisions and stuff like that. Not so friendly reminder, you need to watch Reincarnated as a Sword. Okay, I will add that to my list of things to watch. Don't worry, Loki. I mean, it's on the list, surely. I will watch it. I have a Crunchyroll account. It will be watched, eventually. Jamie! Sword Daddy and Machete Mummy. Yes, exactly. I mean, I think they were both just swords, so not quite as interesting. However, still good. Oh, that's the opacity. Damn it. I'm a fool. How you doing, Jamie? You know how I'm doing. I am a fool. But a happy fool. If I kill someone, I get a charge, and I can use one when I hit another creature who has blood, and can either heal for how much I hit for, or add that amount of damage to your next roll. Oh, that's cool. That is very cool. Yeah, my brain blanked on swords beginning with an M. That's super fair. But it's more imaginative than just two swords. I think one was a katana. Because of course it was. Because eventually my character just became Zoro from One Piece. Because that's just how it works out. If you're given multiple swords, then of course you're going to become Zoro. But can only do it when I'm below health. Oh, okay. So your health is, if your health is low, then you can do it then. So like I can't remember what they're called, but they're essentially like the D&D witches. What are they called? Brain. Below half health. Yes, that's what I thought. Yeah. Cat girl and a sword that is a knockoff of Seth Rogen. You know what? I wish that was the case. It was a little bit more grim than that. One was a sword of like a necromancer who had like stored his soul in the sword, and the other was the sword of the Valkyrie. But basically, she would have abandoned him if he had strayed too far from his path and his destiny, because apparently he had a destiny that we never got to find out about, but like apparently that was a thing. So yeah. Zoro is one of the coolest swordsmen. I agree, he's the best. And no, that is reincarnated as a sword in a nutshell. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm invested now. You've got me. Got to look now for a few. Got a phone call. All good, Jasmine. I hope the phone call goes well. Thank you so much again for the raid. Very sweet of you. See you, Frosty. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Love the idea that I'm like very back and forth with my community. Okay, backpack and that bit. I've really not done the line work very well in this. Because there are definitely some open bits. It's probably because I've been too zoomed out for most of it. That usually is what does me in, honestly. Just think dollar store Seth Rogen being a father to a cat girl. Oh my god, that's... I find that almost, like, difficult to comprehend, like, mentally. But that's just because I lack that imagination, I think. It sounds wild. I'm into it. Sign me up. I say as if I'm not already signed up. Yep. There we go. Her upper lip is the same color as her hair, isn't it? Yeah. Flower. There we go. There we go. Inside of the hat. There we go. And just like reincarnated as a vending machine, it is better than it has any right to be. Okay. Okay. I'm with you now. I'm picking up what you're putting down. It's such a... I love that like there is like subcategories of anime where it's like this has no right being as good as it is, but it is really good. So I'm mad about it. I love that. I think that's fantastic. A fantastic recommendation, if ever there was one. That's all red. These are all red. There we go. Okay, we're getting shapes now. Shapes and colors. Hell yes. I think I talked about this last stream, but I just love how, like, now that we have a human character here, Ratchet is just so little. Like, he is tiny. And we actually get, like, a really good sense of perspective now, because he is very easily comparable to a human now. He just is this little bean. He's just freaking tiny. And I love it so much. I'm so here for it, you know? My favorite part about this whole comics process. Just that we get to see this tiny little goblin be tiny and small. And I love it. I love it so much. It's all silver or grey. Like me. Grey mouse. I don't know. I don't know. Gotta love them goblins. Oh yeah, I love this goblin, for sure. Give my heart and soul. This goblin. Also there is now a dub for also campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skills. Now's an English dub. Another, wait, how is this good show? Okay, nice. Campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skills. Right, okay. I'm into it. Very keen to play Final Fantasy XIV tonight. Ooh. Nice. Have you been looking forward to it for a while? Is that a new game? Yeah, Greg, go drink and stretch. Oh shit, I gotta do that. Hold on. Let me drink some of my coffee. My instant coffee, which is torture. You bought the expansion? Lovely. I love to hear it. For those of you who don't know, I own a very fancy coffee machine. Like a very fancy espresso coffee machine. I haven't cleaned it in months, so I'm not making coffee out of it until I have cleaned it. But until I clean it, I'm only drinking instant coffee, which, for me, a coffee connoisseur, is torture. Ugh. But I need that bean juice. I also drink some actual water too, because I'm not a lunatic. Who only drinks coffee to hydrate. Because that's not healthy, guys. Drink other things. Basic Pictures dude is domesticated a god-level wolf creature by cooking good using interdimensional Amazon and cooking skills. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. You drink water. It's great. It is. It's very good for you. That water stuff. And if you can believe it, it hydrates you. Coffee doesn't do that to the same effect. So you'll want to have water. I'm trying to compel you mentally to drink water. It's also the only anime I managed to get your mom into. Oh, nice. I feel like if I really tried hard, I could probably get my parents into One Piece. Maybe. Probably not. But maybe. Probably not. But never say never. I might say never for this one though, because I don't think they're going to give a shit. My mum likes to watch Bake Off, so... I mean, I like to watch Bake Off too though, to be fair. So, I don't think it's happening. I don't think it's going to happen. I also realize that there's probably some moss on these walls that I could probably fill in the space with, so... Let me just take my jacket off and then I'll check. Ugh. Yeah! throw my jacket all the way across the room. Very dangerous of me, but you know what? I don't care. I don't care, it's fine. I'm happy with that, honestly. I didn't think I would be, because I'm very hard to impress with my own work, but I'm very happy with that. Now, everybody, to avoid spoilers, do not read. Forget how to read for just a moment while I'm looking at this page. Alright? Forget how to read for just a moment. Okay, so there's a big old mound of moss here. There's also a bush here. Okay. Cool. Adding those to the space. Okay, cool. Everybody, forget how to read. I could put the text and speech bubbles away, but I'm gonna trust you all. Alright? Gonna trust you all to not look, to not read the writing. Alright? Y'all better be on your best behavior. Which I'm sure you will be, but just do it. Just do it. Oh, that's a terrible bush bit. Bush mound. There we go. It does help also fill in that, like, extra space, too, which is really good, because I don't want to have to pull open the reference book again, just so that I could get an image for what a bush could fill. Lumen, hello. How you doing? How are you? How art thou? It's the first night of Illuminate as well, so your timing is impeccable. I tried a bunch of sci-fi on your mum. She is the person who got you into Asimov, Bradbury, and Adams. Ooh, right. But once she asked why should I care about this character, she looks like a cartoon, an episode of one of Psychopaths, I kind of gave up. That's fair enough, yeah. It's hard to convince people beyond that point, right? Why aren't you out there worshipping me? I got work to do. I gotta do my comic. I can't be out there worshipping the name of Lumen. I got comic to make. I'm a busy boy. Busy boy mouse. I kind of want like almost a more jagged moss kind of formation. That's better. That's better. Nice. That's true, there are more important things. Currently. Not always, but currently. Okay, so we've got moss there, we've got a bush there. We've pretty much done what we need to do. Don't look at the writing. Don't go look at the writing. This is the wrong page. No looking at the writing. No spoilers. Don't spoil it for yourself. Read it when it comes out. I'm also just adding a cheeky vine. Roadwork ahead. Yeah, I sure hope it does. Just a cheeky vine. I apologize, everybody. If you wish to unsubscribe or unfollow because of that joke, I completely understand. Drawn in MS Paint. Oh my god. Read my abridged version, the true comic. Yeah. You should, it's good. It's very funny. It's got that Lumen style of humor to it, which I love. Also, it's from the perspective of someone who has no idea what's going to happen in the comic. So it could maybe, like, potentially guess what's going to happen. Or maybe not. Yeah, the spoons. Yeah, exactly. I would, but thankfully Loki probably won't remember it. That's fair. That's fair. I almost kind of want to draw a monkey mask, but I'm not going to. The spoons. I mean, if you would like Lumen, I could always post the comic pages with the speech bubbles, but without the text. If you would like. If it will help your abridged version. Rat Baby abridged. Oh, Sodna. Hello, Goob Mewnings, beloved mouse in chat. Lovely to see you, my sweet. How are you? I hope you had a good sleep and that you have woken up fully rested and well. Oh, warm up. Mouse swimming in Yakult. I could do that. I can do that. Let me just add some more leaves to this and then we'll get drawing. Okay. I woke up 4 times last night. Oof. 3 a.m., 5 a.m., and 5:45 a.m. and 8 something a.m. Ugh, that does sound rough. Wouldn't have happened if I was sleeping with you. Oh god. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The Game Grumps, like that Game Grumps meme. Have you tried rum? Grem. What? What? I can say what I think. Oh, I almost just delete my entire comic. Burst into tears right on stream. Okay. Wow, my voice just went weird. Mouse swimming in Yakult. That I can do. Get my drafting brush out. And let's get drawing. Some big ears. Doesn't matter. This. These. Draw his little mousy arms doing a paddle. Glad I've been washed. Love to hear it. I'm glad you have washed. Okay, there we go. We got the swimming bit. It's not weird, it's an accent. Oh, yeah, right. You're correct. Unless you're admitting y'all are weird. A little bit. Australians are a little weird. I'll admit that much. Now let's actually move this ever so slightly. Because I just draw slightly off to the left. For some reason. Because we need to add the Yakult bottle. Hold on. Let's get this perspective right. Oh! My head! Nev, hello! Give me a pat. What are you drawing? I'm drawing a mouse swimming in Yakult, currently. Currently swimming in the yak. That sweet, sweet yaki. That sweet, sweet white gold. As it were. There we go. Also, yeah, the description always works, which is good. Good for them bones. Good for them biotics. Because all them probiotics. In that yaki. There we go. Get the rim of the Yakult. And then it kind of goes out. Oh yeah, my yogurt soda. Yeah, your yogurt soda. Yaki. We only get so much yaki written, because then it's legally distinct too. We're nice and safe from copyright laws if we don't expand on the yaki. How much is the opacity? Oh, it's like 80%. Wow. Let's make it 100. Fuck it. How you doing, poops? I hope you were sleeping well, also. Sleep. It's tough. It's tough to get enough of currently. No, let's be honest. I'd be happy to be swimming in Yakult. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Yogurt soda is a delightfully unsettling description, and you're here for it. Yogurt soda kind of tracks. Yeah. You need. Speaking of, make a mental note. Buy more Yakult. I almost said buy more yogurt soda. Buy more Yakult. I need to get a fresh batch. This would make a cool t-shirt, I think. Maybe. We shall see. It's cute though. I'm kind of into it. I think it's got a cool vibe about it. You would buy that? I'd have to make the design just right, but like I think it would be cool. Yeah, I'd wear it. So it literally sold as yogurt soft drink. Oh my god, it is. I didn't know that. That's quite shocking. And a little confronting. Somebody, what? Hold on. Hold on. Somebody's mentioned me in their story. Just checking. Oh, yes. Never mind. Amazing. Never mind. Amazing. You would buy it, yogurt soda, or the t-shirt? Because I mean, both are good. Yeah, it'd be like, it'd look kind of like this, but then also just with like a tagline of like, I gotta go for a swim to clear my head. Or something like that. Needs more bubbles to be a soda, which I'm down for. Let's carbonate that milk. Absolutely not. Horrifying. If you carbonate milk, it immediately curdles. That's chemistry for you. That's the one piece of chemistry that I know. That's the one piece of alchemy that I know. Is that if you carbonate milk, it curdles. 70 milliliters of yogurt soft drink. Oh my god. Where my Yakult SodaStream lovers at? No, don't drink Yakult. Don't drink SodaStream Yakult. That's only a problem if you're weak. It's curdled milk. It's curdled milk. Sounds like bitch talk to me. It's like, no, it's curdled milk. Stop drinking curdled milk. It's fucking not good for you. It's actually quite bad for you. I drink curdled milk regularly. Makes my bones strong. No. No. It does not. It'll fuck you up. Quite badly. I just like it chunky. You like chunky milk. I know you, Poops. You absolutely... I think the sheer thought of chunky milk would make you gag. Knowing you. I know you well enough. I know you well enough. You don't want that texture. Gonna mix equal parts Dr. Pepper, whiskey, and milk, then lay down just to spite you? Loki, no, you had a heart attack recently. We don't want to exacerbate it. Curdled milk is the dairy version of crunchy peanut butter. That is such a brave thing to say. It's so brave of you to say that, Jamie. Not gonna lie, I would totes bomb. Yeah. You wouldn't even have to smell it. I would just have to talk about it. And that'd be enough. That'd be enough for you. Irish genes strong. Yeah, you know what? I believe that you could probably handle that horrific concoction. I don't know if you should, but that's not up to me to decide in the end. I'm not in charge of you. I ain't your boss. But like also, I have Irish genes, and I don't want to drink SodaStream milk. That sounds horrifying. I'll do it at like 1,000 followers, but like, I wouldn't want to. Could I already have? You've done it? Loki, no. Your poor system. You're really making it work overtime with all this curdled milk. Loki, no. So fucking grim as well. It's just like the idea of curdled milk as like a popular drink. Horrifying. I hate it. Thanks, I hate it. Just burped and I feel fine now. Oh, actually, honestly, like the restorative powers of a burp 100%, especially if you've been drinking. But it can go either way, right? If you have a burp and you're just like, nope, it's going to go bad. It's going to go the wrong way. Nightmare. Said steamed milk. Ooh. Said steamed milk. Steamed milk sounds interesting. I don't know if it's particularly worse than SodaStream milk, carbonated milk, but I don't know how much more appealing it sounds. The worst thing I've made is apparently I've made strawberry milk mac and cheese, but I've repressed it twice and would totes do it again. Poops. What the fuck? That's horrifying. That's maybe one of the most horrifying things I've learned about you. Having known you for many years. I just gotta know. No, you don't. Clearly you don't, because it's your brain is trying to protect you. And it keeps removing that memory from you. Purely because it's probably so traumatic that it actually fucks you up. Were you, like, in a coma afterwards? Like, hospitalized? Because I can imagine that. I feel like if I ate something I didn't want to, or, like, ate something and then found out that it was, like, horrible, but tasted fine, I'd probably just go into a coma. Knowledge is power, I must know. No. Clearly you don't need to know, because your brain has repressed it. Milk is one of the few things that won't ever go bad without intervention. You could chew your milk as long as you don't introduce contaminants into it. It will not make you sick. Now, a lot of the time, Loki, I do trust your judgment. And I believe you with the best of intentions. A lot of the time. When you tell me that, I feel doubts in my soul. And I'm gonna voice some of these doubts. A little bit. But, are you fucking crazy? No, that is interesting. I don't know if I believe it or not, but I am fascinated by the concept of it. Chew it like tobacco, feel like a cowboy. Yeah, I definitely will feel like a cowboy chewing on curdled milk, yeah. It's the most cowboy you could get. I don't know about that. That's a real bold statement right there. I don't know where it resides in terms of fact and bullshit, but it definitely resides closer to the bullshit, because it's a cowboy thing. Yeehaw, let me just curdle my milk. Chew on it. Like it's a wine gum. Like it's a Hershey's Kiss. Let me just have a chew on this here piece of curdled milk. Unpasteurized, of course, because I'm a cowboy. Yeehaw. It's a cowboy thing for sure. It is. Now I'm starting to feel doubts in myself. That's a cowboy thing. Yeah, sure is a cowboy thing. We like to chew on curdled milk. Yeah. When we out on the ranges, just take a little squeeze of a cow's titty. Grab some milk. Put it in a pocket, leave it for a few days, pull it out of the pocket, delish, have a chew on it, perfect. Us cowboys get lonely. Yes, because if I've ever thought of you as anything, Nev, as a cowboy. There's a cowboy right there. Howdy. You are always saying howdy, partner. to all the everyone you pass by. That's true. You got me there. Gotta grab a cow titty. Yeah, gotta grab a cow titty from time to time. Give it a squeeze. Damn, this bitch got a lot of milk in it. I can't finish this. I can't continue this conversation. I'm sorry about this, Nev, but I'm banning you. You need to go. Howdy partner is like my catchphrase. Yeah, it is. I'm so sorry. I have to ban you now. Don't. I'm not doing it. Though almost all milk is now pasteurized, a totally safe process that helps eliminate harmful bacteria like E. coli, Listeria, and Salmonella. That process can't get rid of all harmful bacteria. Moreover, it's already been opened. Milk can be exposed to new bacteria, whether it's old or new. It's this bacterial exposure that causes curdling slowly over time, and this is the bacteria you want to avoid. Okay, that makes sense. So long as you don't cross-contaminate it, it won't make you sick. Interesting. Okay. Well, I do feel like I've learned something now, for sure. And that is a very curious little factoid that you have provided me with. I appreciate that. I do like to learn, even if I'm horrified by the concept of chewing milk like tobacco. But you weren't the one who suggested it. That was my friend, Nev. I'm not gonna ban you, Nev. You're okay. You can stay. It would be very awkward for me to ban you and then see you on the weekend. Just walk in and you're just like, unban me, bitch. And I'm like, nay. Because I'm a horse for some reason. Chewing on milk is just pudding. Oh god, yeah, you're right. You are right. What makes it feel grim is that I have like 7 tubs of pudding in my fridge because I've managed to find protein-rich pudding. So now my life feels complete. Now that's not to say that drinking chunky milk won't taste horrible or make you gag by reflex. As long as it has not been contaminated by outside bacteria, it's safe. Interesting. Nay, we cowboys. Oh, for fuck. Glenn. Glenn, what the fuck? I thought we were past this. Putting these nuts in. Oh my god. Being a streamer is actually torture sometimes. In the best possible way, but holy fuck. I haven't heard a D's nuts joke for ages. And I get a pudding D's nuts joke in. My god. My goodness. How... like that. Is that good? Is that good? For a blade? A blade hilt? Yes, probably. Is that... ah, for fuck's sake. I did that in colour. Not... because I forgot to draw Armella's sword. Which is a big no-no, because she has a sword. My freezer just has Twix ice cream bars and broccoli for steaming in it. That's cool. Yes, it is a wrong layer. We see her sword at certain points. We won't see it there because it's hidden, so that's fine. We see it here, but we don't see the end of it. So I can kind of do whatever I want with the end of it. I'm gonna just do a pretty basic, pretty normal hilt end. Just keep it simple. I think overdoing it is just a bad idea because I don't necessarily intend for her to keep this sword very long. Because she'll move on to nunchucks. Yes. Unprawn. Oh my goodness. Every time I get the unprawn message, I am always like hunched over like an absolute goblin. I do like that I just continue to put significant amounts of effort into panels that we will see once. Or will be covered by stuff, which is fine, of course, but like, I do sometimes wonder what the middle ground for that situation is, you know? Do you just not? Do you just leave it? Do you just add it? Stuff cool. At least to me. But I think now we can probably move on to shadows. The woes of a comic artist. Yes. It is a constant struggle to kind of be consistent. Be back later. All good, Glenn. Have a good day. Be well. Do not commit too many crimes. Or do. I'm not your dad. Fun fact about the bracelet, most of the stones have two meanings, so they can either be courage, balance, and luck, or balance, balance, and balance. Ooh, interesting. You want to, like, double down on balance, or triple down on balance? That's pretty cool. I do kind of like that. You're almost, like, min-maxing your stats, where you're just like, I'm gonna do triple balance. Fuck yeah. Oh, that I'm not going to do. That I'm not going to do. Oh, there's one that hasn't been colored, but that does not actually affect my shadow layer. This all can kind of get just shadowed. I need that balance. My balance is really off, so I need as much of it as possible. Oh, shit. Like I said, balance is off. I'm not gonna lie, this is still, like, this may be one of my favorite ratchets drawn so far. Just because look at how cute he is. I think I say that every single panel, is that I find a new illustration of Ratchet that I love most. Well, it actually comments on one of my beliefs. Have we discussed quantum immortality yet? I think so, because we've talked about Alan Wake and the quantum immortality, like, episode of Night Springs. Because I definitely think we've addressed it. Because we like to talk about shit like that, honestly. On my streams, yeah, definitely. Any kind of wild, almost, like, distressing concepts like that, we're always talking about those. Because I find them interesting. Yep, yeah. So then, yeah, definitely, we've at least addressed it at points. Right? Because I think it's a fascinating concept. But dude. Yay. So my brain just flatlined for a moment. This is just making noises. I was just like, yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, I was thinking about this, but because I finished the summary of Volume 1 And I've shown Nev, because Nev is kind of my editor to a certain degree on this comic, because they were the comic DM, not comic, the campaign DM. But I was going to say, because I've shown a few other people just a video of me scrolling the summary, because the summary is quite big. I'd say it's a few pages long at this point. And each time they've been like, holy fuck. And I'm just like, yeah, it's pretty long. But it's because I want to do justice to the story, so I'm making sure I pad out extra time for certain concepts and ideas. And if it means that it'll take longer, then it takes longer, you know? Doesn't matter. The summary was huge. It looks great. Yeah, and it really helped because it helped me kind of figure out what the hell I was doing with some of these storylines. Because, like, one of the things I'm doing is that I know how the story is going to go and I know how it's going to end. And I know all the bits and pieces. Like, I know each character's kind of path in the world. And so now that I've done all that, one of the big things is that I'm also trying to tie up loose ends that I am finding in the current version of the story. And, you know, those loose ends being like, well, how does this character get to this point in the world? Or how do they get to this point in the world? You know, without going to the trope of, because it's a fantasy world, going to the trope of magic. So, you know, there are things I'm thinking of that now I'm just like, well, if I establish that now in the comic, then I wouldn't need to explain it later. However, I also need to make sure that it's obvious enough that if people reread it, it'll still feel natural to exist in there. So there is stuff that's been established in these early editions of the comic, which like for the reader are meaningless and will seem meaningless for a little while. They may also just not be noticeable for the most part. And then when we get to later editions or later chapters, it'll, like, certain things will be introduced, but they will feel familiar. And then if you go back and reread bits, you find those things being established. And I think that's going to be the most rewarding thing for me, is that those things that I've established really early on coming to fruition. I'm really excited for that. Part of what I believe is that the dead us is, from Quantum Immortality, is one of the contributing factors to our mental state. How can I be happy when my actions killed 80 other me's today? Oh yeah. So I always try to balance my fun with the odds of a bad outcome. Interesting. That is an interesting concept. I've been very impressed with how you've been tying up loose ends. Your storytelling is very cool and it really shows how creative you are. Gray. Thank you. Thank you. Poops, Nev. I thought you ended the sentence with gay, and I'm just like, that. If that had ended with gay, I would have felt like it feels really underhanded, like undermines everything you said. But it's my name, so never mind. Yeah, like it's been one thing that I've really enjoyed with working on this comic is that I've really enjoyed finding problems and then solving them as best I can. You're so gay too. Nice. Got me. That's part of why I always clean and sweep when I drink, like tonight. That makes sense. But also, June is over, so not allowed anymore. Soz. Oh, I'm not allowed to be? Dang it. Oh well. I had my fun. Sort of. Sort of. Didn't really get up to the be gay, do crimes kind of stuff. But I most certainly did the crimes. Yeah. I think there'll be more to do, but, like, this is the basic kind of concept for this space. Oh, jeez, that was messy. There's always next year. Yeah. There's always next year to do a little bit more gay and a little bit less crime. There is always time to be gay and do crime. I'll get around to it. Busy. I'm busy. No more crime, more. Oh, always more crime. Yeah, that's fair. I'll be very busy then. With all the being gay and more crime. That can happen. I can make that happen. Add it to my list. Though next year I am intending on being busier, if you can believe that. Because I intend on maybe doing some cons. Like Artist Alley. Or at least gotta crime it up, yeah. Or at least applying to do Artist Alley. And to do some stores and stuff. But I also want to work on making some more like significant merchandise. Not only like stickers and things like that, but like pins, like enamel pins, posters and prints and stuff. And then also a few clothing items as well, because I think that would just be cool. And if I can get the leverage plushies, but we'll see. Hell yeah, Artist Alley is a great idea. Yeah, I'm thinking that's my goal for next year, is that I'm gonna do more artist or more Grey Mouse based art stuff. I must leave now. I could spare your feelings and say it was to sleep, but that's not true. Another artist is drawing some massive milkers, and yeah, I am needed. That is more important. I'm not even hurt. I'm not hurt by it. I understand. Absolutely, I understand completely. Go enjoy them milkers, my friend. Be well, my buddy. My good buddy, enjoy them. Enjoy the milkers, and I appreciate your honesty as well. It's refreshing. It's very refreshing to have someone just be like, I just need to go see some milkers. Gotta go watch this artist draw some milkers. If I were hurt, I would promise to draw milkers myself, but sadly I'm just not that hurt. Wheezing. Love some milkers. Milkers, yeah. As the cowboy I am, yes. Cowboys, we love us some milkers. See you later, have a good stream, catch you next time. I will catch you next time, Loki. Have a good day. And when you do sleep, sleep well. The cowboy that I am. Yes, we get it. We get it, Nev. You're a cowboy. Take care. Yes. If I see you this weekend and you're not wearing a cowboy hat, I'm gonna be disappointed. Didn't commit to the bit. You gotta commit to the bit now. Poops. That's good. Half cow, half boy. I don't own a cowboy hat. Well, then clearly someone's not committed to the bit. Committed to the bit. Committed to the bit. Gotta commit to the bit. Or else I'm not convinced. That doesn't rhyme. Fuck it, I left my lemon cake in the car. Go get that lemon cake. No, that poor defenseless lemon cake. Quick, Jamie, go. It's more important than any stream. Oh, but yeah, what I was saying was, yes, I want to do more Artist Alley stuff, and I want to do more Grey Mouse stuff. So I'm going to dedicate more time to Grey Mouse stuff. So I might make a plan, and this year might be about planning the Grey Mouse the Grey Mouse takeover of my social life. No, the Grey Mouse kind of takeover event where it kind of builds, or where I spend and dedicate more time to not only the comic itself, but promotion of the comic, promotion of the Grey Mouse stuff, or the Grey Mouse, in quotation marks, brand, Grey Mouse Inc., you know, that kind of stuff. Just because I think it was a conversation we were having yesterday in chat where it became kind of more relevant and apparent to me that having support for the comic would actually make a huge difference. But I mean more in that, like, editorial support as well. And having someone I can kind of consistently work with, and then also having a community that's kind of big enough to... What the fuck? Someone just beeped their horn. I'm in a house, not on the highway. Having community awareness enough so that it's easy to get my name out and get that comic kind of moving as well. Get that not popularity, get that readership up a bit, you know. And even potentially get some more, like, not public appearances, but like internet appearances and stuff like that across. It's all just promotion stuff, essentially. All just promotion and re-promotion activities. Essentially doing more of that marketing stuff that I know so well. I don't care for that. Now, how much of his snoz do I actually want to be covered by shadow? Because this is important. It's getting the shape right. It's important. There we go. That's cute. Good ideas all around. Thank you. Yeah, I think one of my streams will be about, like, a planning stream where we just sit and I'll make a little diagram and we decide our plan of attack. Or at least, like, kind of get all thoughts down onto paper and stuff. Just make sure you're taking breaks in your busy schedule. That's also a thing that I'm kind of wanting to almost account more for, is actually having breaks. But, like, scheduled breaks where it becomes this thing where I am actually taking the time to be like, I'm not going to be around for these, you know, these periods of time, purely so that I do not burn out. Because right now it's been more of a more of a concern about burnout, purely because I don't have those scheduled breaks and I haven't given myself I haven't allowed myself that time to take time off. And so as a result, I do end up feeling more burnt out purely because I haven't taken the time to just be like, I just need to chill out, you know, or schedule in times that I can look forward to where I do take those breaks. And because for that itself, that almost feels more beneficial to me. As I've been talking about, I've booked flights to Japan at the end of the year. And just knowing that's coming up has actually really helped with not burning out. So I'm thinking I'm going to do more of that. Where it's more about scheduling in breaks. And less about taking more breaks. My lord, I can't stay as I'm working right now. I hope to join chat as always, but no promises. That's totally okay, Zombie. It's always really lovely to see you. So I am glad that you are here. In whatever capacity that you are in. Minute, minuscule, or not at all. As long as you are well, I am happy. It's all I could ever wish for. Hope work is good. Yes. Yes. Dear old zombie slayer. Always lovely to see him pop in. I do also want to do more 3D modeling, and that's going to take a while to learn, but I want to learn that because I'd actually love to make a bunch of tiny little 3D models. Of like characters so that I can get lighting parameters for them. Nippon will be real good for you, Gray. I'm glad it's helping you stave off the burnout. Yeah, I think the end of the year planning has been so good for me, purely because it has provided me with an avenue to be like, well, I'm gonna be on a break then, and it feels more calming than being like, well, I'm not going to do this week, you know. Big long-term breaks. 3D models would be so cool. Yeah, like the main intention is so that I have lighting references that I could kind of sit in that reference book space and then illuminate from different angles and have it on like a rotating spinning kind of pedestal so I can see what the lighting would look like. And it's just like a more direct way of providing me with detailed references, essentially. But I could also turn them into figurines, so both taking intentional scheduled breaks and having a planned thing to look forward to has been a feature focus for me also. Yeah, it does feel so much more beneficial purely because you have it's not gonna, your break isn't gonna sneak up on you. You know it's coming, and all you can do is get excited for it. And that's fantastic. Like, holy crap. It does make a huge difference because, I'm not gonna lie, this past few weeks have been tough. Been a lot of work. A lot of work, and it's been very draining, for sure. Though, in a beneficial way, or in a positive kind of spin to it, it has led to me being more excited about working on the comic and being more excited to even just write on it and think about stuff for it and annoy Nev about what I'm thinking about of it, even if it's like tiny little dumb stuff that's like super minute. Having someone who is very receptive to it has been very helpful, but then I've always had kind of Nev around for that. I've always really appreciated that I have someone who will listen to me ramble or hear me ramble, and that makes a big difference because then that helps me just feel more excited about it, and it stops the burnout from setting in. Love hearing about the comic though. Yeah, I hope so, because I've sent paragraphs and paragraphs before. If I found out you're like, no, this is actually a pain in the ass, then I'd be like, I'd be dejected. Not dejected. I would be sad though, for at least 5 minutes. Then it'd be fine. All this time. Yes. I think I could probably go from this point up. Just shadow it out. Save myself some time. Be lazy. I always say that and then I end up doing more work. Because no one is a bigger jerk to my workload than myself. because I just get excited about stuff, and I'm like, oh, what if I included this? And then I just include it. And it makes my life just that little bit harder. And that's great. It gets you keen for the comic too. Love hearing all the ideas. Hey. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that, because it just means I'm going to keep doing it. Because I need someone to bounce my ideas off of. Otherwise I'll go crazy. I'll actually lose my fucking mind keeping them in. I need to tell somebody. I can't just keep messaging my coworker who resigned recently and telling them, because they'll be like, stop speaking to me. And I'm like, no, I need to tell you about this thing about Ratchet. This secret that Ratchet has. Crazy. I was crazy once. They put me in a room. A rubber room full of rats. Rats make me crazy. I was crazy once. They put me in a room. A rubber room full of rats. Rats. Okay, we gotta stop that there. Gotta stop that there. I could go on. I won't. But I could. Grey Mouse. I was Grey Mouse once. They put me in a room. A rubber room with crazy. Crazy. Crazy makes me rats. I was rats once. They put me in a room rubber with crazy. No, that's gonna fuck my head up. A rubber room with Ratchet. That would be delightful. He would just chat to you about stuff. He would chat to you about bacon and egg McMuffin that he had that morning. And he would actually make it seem whimsical and delightful. So I think, like that whole, you know that meme, it's like, you're on a bus and you have to sit next to somebody. Who would you sit next to you? They put you in a rubber. They put me in a rubber. Somehow they managed to fit me in one. Somehow. They managed to fit all of me in one. But yeah, I think if you had to sit on a bus with any of the characters from this comic, I think you'd want to sit next to Ratchet, because he would make the trip interesting. And he'd just chat with you about stuff. He'd be very polite. Whereas other characters in this series, you wouldn't want to sit next to on a bus. Even certain members of the Beanstalk Brigade, you would kind of be like, no, I'd rather sit with somebody else. Because this guy's a bit annoying. This guy's a bit of a nerd. Oh. We got another raid. Thank you so much, Batch Fired. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me give you a quick shout out. Thank you so much for the raid. Whoop, wrong. Dingus, get ready to get fired up. The Batch Fired raid. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What were you doing? Were you playing video games? Were you doing art? Were you just chatting? Thank you all so much for appearing. I really appreciate it. I should probably set up the raid audio again, because I feel like I'm getting snuck up on. I'm getting sneak attacked. You're playing some Stardew Valley. Ooh, cool. How was it? Were you enjoying it? Is it your first time playing it, or is this like your 3rd, 4th, 100th playthrough of Stardew Valley? Here for the sneak attack. Thank you so much, Aces, for the sneak attack. Just... ah! Who are you romancing? That's a good question. Who are you romancing? First time. Ooh. Nice. Not often that we get someone playing for the first time, so I definitely hope that you have a really good time with it, because I know for me, personally, I loved playing Stardew Valley, but I felt like I sunk my soul into it. I'm befriending a Krobus roommate. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Krobus is so cute. Stardew is such a feel-good game. It is. It's one of those games that you could kind of spend hours just sitting in. At least I could. Krobus is love. Krobus is the best. Krobus is such a sweet bean. It's hard not to love Krobus. Yeah, for those of you who have played Stardew, who were your... A literal bean. A very literal bean. Yes, definitely. Real bean. Real big bean energy. And look. Yeah, for those of you who have played Stardew, who were your romances? Because that's the most important thing. It's like Baldur's Gate. It's like we don't care what decisions you made in Baldur's Gate. It's like, who did you romance? It's the most important stuff. Just a shadow bean. Yeah. The shadow bean. Krobus. Who lives in the sewers, if I remember correctly. You romance Sam. I'm a sucker for blondes and failing musicians. Ooh. Accurate. Sam's a good choice. I get that. Burnt myself out on Stardew when it first came out. I think I did the same. Like, I played it for like hundreds of hours, and then I was like, I need to stop. And then I did stop, and then I like didn't go back to it for ages. And then I went back to it, and I'm like, oh god, I'm back. They got me back. Pulled me back in. I romanced Leah, but my next playthrough was all of them. Oh, nice. My man. Just a pro. Gonna raid and run though. That's totally okay. 3:25 a.m. Yeah, definitely. You should definitely get to sleep. So thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it, and it's really lovely to meet you as well. I will give you a quick follow once I end stream, because I would love to catch one of your streams sometime. So I hope to see you again soon. But until then, sleep well. I will see you soon. Good night, Kim. My pleasure. You seem lovely, so clearly worthwhile to check out your stream. And support you in any way I can, because you sound great. If Aces can vouch for you, then clearly good quality sort. Good sort. Good night. Good night. Good night and or morning, depending on where you are. Trio is pretty much morning, right? Kim is good bean. Okay, I trust that. I trust that. Kim seems like a good bean, so I am keen as a bean to check out Kim's stream. It doesn't exactly rhyme, but it works. Ad coming up. I'll tell you what, I can't wait for my Go XLR to show up, because I'm actually really keen to have good quality audio for certain things. I think this is the nicest thing you've ever said. Oh, is Aces one of your like stream bullies? Because I think we all have a few stream bullies from time to time, who we love dearly, of course. What do you mean? I just dislike Gen 3 starters? Oh no. Wait, which one's Gen 3? Because I may be in trouble then. No bullies here. Yeah, exactly. Everybody's so nice. We just have a disagreement about Pokemon. Okay, that's fine. Everybody has their opinions about Pokemon. Even me, and I haven't played for years. Mudkip, Trico. Oh! The most important ones, yeah. Well, maybe not the most important ones, but very important to some of us. I feel like that's almost like a clear generational marker. Mudkip, Trico, and Torchic. I like to upset the apple cart. Second gen starters are best. Which one's the second gen? Is that Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur? If so, I get that. Oh yeah, because everyone sells apples around here. Your dad sells apples. And pears. Oh, and raspberries. Not pears. And raspberries. Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Totodile. Oh, okay. No idea. No idea about them. But that goes to show. I haven't played Pokemon in years. So I do not know the Pokemons. Because I love the Gen 3 Pokédex, but not the starters. Oh, okay. I think that's fair enough, right? The starters are meh. They're pretty meh. But, like, I also do love Torchic. Hot Fuzz, yeah. I fucking love Hot Fuzz. That I can talk about all day. The scene, the church roof scene actually traumatized me as a kid. Nowadays I can watch it fine, but as a kid, that shit traumatized me. Now I love that movie as well. Cornetto Trilogy. The Cornetto Trilogy is great, and, like, it may be a controversial opinion, but I actually really like The World's End. And this actually may be more controversial, but I actually like The World's End more than Shaun of the Dead. But that's purely a preference thing, not a movie quality thing. Just a preference thing. Okay, yeah, good night. Definitely get to bed. Batch. Sleep well. And sleep long. Simon Pegg. Simon Pegg, chef's kiss. I agree. Very controversial. Gonna have to block you now. You can't block me. You're gonna start streaming for that block to mean anything. So when you gonna start streaming? Poops. When you streaming, I'll make you assets. They will be very basic, because I'm busy. I'm a very busy mouse. My time is precious. But I will make you assets. Lol, never? Okay. Then never mind. Disappointed. Sad grimace. Everyone's allowed their opinion, even if they're wrong. Whoa! You know what? Fair enough. I like The World's End purely because it has an atmosphere about it that I do actually find weirdly comforting. But I'm also the kind of person who watched Friday the 13th and thought, I'd love to be a camp counselor. So I don't know what that tells you about me. You know? Do I have anything else I need to fill in, or are we done with shadows? I think we're done with shadows. Yippee! Yip! For those of you who don't know, we have a tradition in my stream where we will say yippee. You know, from time to time we'll do a quick yippee, just for funsies. But then we'll just go, but we like to cut it short as well, so we go, yip, yip. Like, just building up to a big yippee, and we just go, yip, yip, and that's it. Never goes further than yippee. I mean, anything that's directed by Edgar Wright, I fuck with. Edgar Wright is real good. Like, he's a real good quality director. I feel like, I wouldn't say he can do no wrong, but he's done some fantastic films. My brain's just trying to think, think of what he's done in recent years. So, Baby Driver is one of my favorite, like, I really enjoyed Baby Driver. I know that it feels weirdly short, storyline-wise, or plot-line-wise, it feels quite short, but I really enjoy it. Scott Pilgrim is fantastic. I feel like I've watched Scott Pilgrim thousands of times, or hundreds of thousands of times. So as a result, I don't watch it as much anymore. But it's fantastic. It's fantastic. And Edgar Wright's like Twitter for a long time was really good too. The way he would he was very responsive to fans, which for a big Hollywood director is huge. That's a huge thing. And you don't need to do that either. If you make it big, you don't really need to respond to it. You don't have to respond to people much at all. The fact that you do, really lovely. Did I see the newest cartoon for Scott Pilgrim? I did not. I have not seen that yet. I've seen TikTok edits, and I don't think that counts. It's so good. Ooh, I gotta get around to it. One of these days. I gotta watch a lot of anime, though. I got a lot of anime on my list, and Loki would never forgive me if I never got around to them. So I gotta make that happen, too. The good parts of Ant-Man. That's okay. I liked the first Ant-Man. I didn't see the rest of the other ones, so I have no opinion. I didn't even see Ant-Man and the Wasp, which, yeah, isn't Quantum Mania, which I know was bad. I think I watched like a freeze frame. I had to show my friend a freeze frame of MODOK, and that's the only amount of of Quantum Mania I've actually seen. The frick? I don't see it. I also need to watch Scavenger's Reign. I do, and I'd love to watch that. I would be so... I would watch and rewatch that, because it seems so interesting. Gotta draw Armella's scars, so she has 6 scars. 1, 2. 1 near the eye, but not across it. 3. 1 very near the second eye, but not across it. Or is that one across it? No, it's not. This one's across it, though. Be right back with you. I'm just focusing on these scars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. There we go. There we go. First Ant-Man was partially directed by Edgar Wright. I had heard that, which was cool. Definitely cool at the time as well. But yeah, I think even like Ant-Man was somewhat underwhelming as well. I know he had a hand in the animated Tintin, and oh boy, I read the heck out of Tintin as a kid. It was so nostalgic, comforting, sort of to watch. Yeah, I liked, because I remember the Tintin movie. Very interesting, and it was a very unique kind of animation style where it was like hyper realistic but still stylized. And so I definitely do think people weren't ready for it, but I don't think the movie was particularly bad either. Though I do think it was one of those like origin ones where it was like Tintin Origins, which I'm less inclined to be interested in as well. I don't care for origin stories. I say as I am writing an origin story. Oh, but I do think it was one of the more popular Tintin stories though as well. So one of the early Tintin stories where he met the captain and his enemy was a guy, a dude. But they made the villain in the movie look like Steven Spielberg. That's a piece of trivia I remember. Is that they made the villain look like Steven Spielberg. Because Steven Spielberg directed most of it, I think? Question mark? Man, it's been so long since I saw anything about that movie. Or watched it. I was definitely a kid when I watched that one. Yes, he did. Yes. Okay, cool. So that I knew. So Steven Spielberg. And his love of making very strange, but also pretty good, maybe not recently, but pretty good films. 2011 feels like distant memory, yeah. I almost said 11 years ago, which would have been very inaccurate. Man, can you believe that was 11 years ago? Guys, don't purge me. Sorry. Yeah, close enough. Yeah, the 2 years don't count, right? Guy being so afraid of judgment, he's like, please, don't purge me. Don't purge me. Like those movies, The Purge, whose director I don't remember because I don't think anyone will remember the director of The Purge. Not in the same way we remember Steven Spielberg. I think that is kind of a mark of, like, if you are a director who makes cinema or movies, you know, is that you'll be remembered forever for your movies, or that your movies will be remembered forever. I've definitely gotten better at this. I think there's still a lot more learning to go with the hair highlights, but I'm getting there. There we go. Oh, my ear. Icky. I'm actually gonna be completely honest, I didn't even realize we'd passed over the 2 hour mark. But since we're in details already, we're just gonna finish the panel. Finish the panel, finish the page. We can move on to page 8. Y'all all get a sneak peek at the next page then. Everybody wins. Right? Yeah. Let's do it. If I make any kind of mistakes or editing errors, then I make those editing errors and I'll just fix them later. That's the way it works. I've zipped through this page. I guess so. It's very hard. I think it's very hard to quantify nowadays, which is interesting. Is that I now, and it's, you know, in one part a good thing, is that I now no longer really judge my progress based on speed. It's now a quality game, which in some parts is good, but then also is bad. So I never notice how quickly I'm doing it now. But I should. These are my favorite parts of Ratchet's, like, ears are some of my favorite things to draw. I hope no one thinks fondly of the Purge movies like people do with the likes of Friday the 13th. I think I agree. I think you're right. I don't think we need people to be like, oh man, can't we go back to the good old days of the Purge? You have a point there, I think. That's pretty much the same color. Yeah. What am I doing? What am I doing? Art. I'm drawing images and being a mouse. I draw tiny little goblin images. And I make jokes on the internet. That's what I do. Yes. Yes. Perfection. The perfect life. I am a mouse who makes jokes on the internet. and draws. It's a pretty good life. And then eraser. Nope, it's still soft brush. Hell yeah. I would like to get through this chapter this year. No, I'd like to get through it in the early half of this year, so in the next few months, which I think is still doable. Just so then, first of all, I have something before I go to Japan for you all to read and enjoy, but then also partially because then I can make some big progress on the next few pages, like the next pages of the next chapter, which will be quite a undertaking, to say the least. Because we get to see Timberstone, which is a big... Well, it's a town, so it's not a big thing in the grand scheme of things, but it'll be the next kind of big challenge to draw. It's a big populated area. Which, of course, speaking of, if you have character designs, be sure to drop them in soon, because as we get closer to chapter 4, the more likely your characters will be featured. So definitely, if you're in the Discord, make sure to drop character designs in there as soon as possible, because the sooner they're there, the more time I can work on concept arts for them. And then put them in the Kumuk. The comic. Is going to bed. Good night. Good night. Ashy Vermin _art. Oh my god. What a horrifying moniker. Thank you. I love it. But also kinda hate it. Thank you. Sleep well. Or don't. I'm not your mum. But thank you also for being here. Hey! Hello, Cryo. Hello. I am your mother? Oh my goodness. Someone should have told me. Someone should have let me know. Why would no one tell me that I am Crebus's mother? Hello, Crebus. How are you? Kyle, the Advent calendar, is here. Kyle, the Advent character, is here. Calendar, not character. My brain. It's been a long day, guys. You gotta forgive my brain for being stupid. Then again, you probably do that every stream, so it shouldn't be anything new. Okay, next. Those are all, oh wait, no, those aren't all good. I got stuff. Smoking ashish. Nice. Okay, just a little bit of highlighting. This is... Oh, right. That's why. There you go. Nice. Simple. Did my check-in today with photos and measurements. Ooh, cool. And thankfully biceps are up a full centimeter. Damn, that's impressive. After I worked so hard with them. Yeah, exactly. Like, you want to see that kind of measurable progress. So that's awesome. Congrats, Crebus. It's been 84 weeks, and this is the first time they've increased. Interesting. But, like, no doubt they would have increased because you've been working so hard. It was only a matter of time, I think, before you got that significant progress. So I'm glad to hear it. We'll go in like that. In like plin. Make a little mouse hole. For me, the mouse. Yeah, muscle mass and body fat loss countering each other for the measurements. That makes sense. That would have been a bit of a battle for a bit. But I'm glad to hear that it seemingly has stabilized, balanced out in that case. But this time I'm sure it was muscle mass because I've been frying them. Oh, well that's, I mean, there's like a, not peace of mind, but there is a good kind of reassurance, there's the word I'm looking for. Reassurance with that. Knowing that that progress is clearly because of the work you've put into them. Now, how big? Okay, it's quite kind of visible. I'm going to make it a little bit darker first, but yeah. But yeah, that's awesome. Apparently I've had some quite significant progress, which I don't need to tell you, it always feels good. If you're being told you're looking big, King, you're winning. Hell yeah, congrats. It's very hard for me to quantify because I feel like my just quality of life is better. You know? I just feel better because I started somewhere where I was just weak. Like physically weakened and stuff. And it was getting to a point where it was so bad that I was like shaking, lifting certain things or holding certain things at uncomfortable angles or at kind of cumbersome angles, if you know what I mean. Like holding something awkwardly would make my hand shake, and that's how weak I was, essentially. Because when I posed, my PT was saying, ooh, and Jesus. Okay. Is that like good, oohs and Jesus? Or I assume good, right? Because you're Crebus. The Crebus. But yeah, like, I think for the most part it was just quality of life for a while. And then it became like, hey, you're actually, like, that's your PB. You just hit a PB. You've done amazing. And I'm like, what? No way. I did it. And there was, like, that kind of personal achievement to it as well, which was incredible. Bicep-specific ones are, ooh, get the insight. Yeah, because what? When I started, I was 73 kilograms. So I weighed 73 kilograms, which for my height is really bad. I was very, very skinny. Wasn't really focused on my nutrition. And overall was, yeah, just skinny and very unfit. And now I'm about 78 kilograms and much, much fitter. Easy bar curls, cable bicep curls. Ooh, yeah, nice. Standing hammer curls, machine curls, wrap, AMRAP. As many reps as possible. Ooh. Mixed with many back exercises, which also works biceps. Yes, I do a lot of back exercises in my routine for that very reason. Because it helps with the biceps, with the biceps. So I am told. But yeah, it's like, yeah, it's just a big thing. And your back is strong. I do not doubt that at all. Crebus has to have a strong back. There's no way he doesn't. Seen those pictures? Look at that back. Incredible. Trying to make cobblestone, so this is going to take a bit of focus. So I'll bounce back and forth with chat while I figure it out. Mouse, we are getting a workout in when you get here. Absolutely. I would love to do that. I'd love to do a workout with you. You and Sal and Wiki. I'm down for a little bit. I'm down for the weekend. May as well get in a workout. Hell yeah. And now that I'm actually doing like RDLs and deadlifts and stuff like that, I actually kind of can show up and do more kind of significant exercises, which I'm keen for. I've got to do something with those nuggy proteins. Oh god, yeah, we can't just let those nuggy proteins go to waste. Absolutely not. Unfortunately, did kind of tweak your back today, doing deadlifts. Yes, that is a thing that can definitely happen, and it's not fun when it does. So I'm currently just starting out on deadlifts, and my PT was very adamant about being like, we need to get the technique down before we pretty much add any weight, because we want you to, not injure yourself while doing it, essentially. It's not super bad, but it's uncomfy, and I gotta stretch it. Yeah, that's what I've heard. For like the most part, if you do tweak your back, it's usually mostly just uncomfortable. If it's one of those, not horrifically damaging tweaks or injuries. But yeah, that was the big thing, was making sure that my technique was good before we went any further. I should really be doing this with a lot of the bigger stoneworks. Bigger stonework pieces is having that like little mini column. There we go. That's beautiful. It's not super bad. Oh yeah, I read that bit. It was the last rep, as it always is. Yeah, that's always the way, isn't it? It's always the last rep, and then boom, your back is fucked. You don't need your back anymore. You're not going to work after this. Boom, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck your back. That's always how it works. I also need more Melbourne coffee. When I'm in Melbourne, I need more Melbourne coffee. I just want to have coffee. I love the coffee in Melbourne. I did 210 kilograms twice, like 2 reps, and then 196 reps, and then 194 reps, and the fourth one just tweaked because I didn't breathe right. Oh yeah, it is like that. I was so focused on making sure my breathing was right that I was like, just like, I almost wouldn't start my rep until I got the breathing right. Do you know where you are staying when you stay here? So for the 2 days that I'm actually going to PAX, I'm at a hotel near the convention center, like within walking distance to the convention center. But from then, that's only till Saturday. So on Sunday, I'm probably going to head to a hotel further out. So I need to figure that out. As an absolutely miniature person, the weights that some people lift just amaze me. Oh, me too. Sometimes I get onto a machine and see that the weight's all the way down to the bottom, and I'm like, fuck! An old lady was on this before me. And I'm just like shocked. I assumed in the city, but there is a hotel at the end of your street. Ooh, good to know. That'll be my second spot. My second stop spot. Hotel near Crebus's. Crobus. There we go. Could do with some squiffing. Or de-squiffing, but worth it. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm going to PAX for 2 days, I wanted a hotel that was real close to PAX on those days. And then after that, I'm not fussed. I've never actually been to Melbourne to like enjoy Melbourne before. I've always kind of either passed through or I've been there for work. So I do kind of want it to be like, it's a holiday before my holiday to Japan, in a sense. But it's almost more of a weekend getaway, so I'm very keen. I'm shocked my PT RDL's like 200 kilograms with ease, and he's like 92 kilograms. Holy shit! And I'm dying doing 120. Damn. Just a casual holiday? Yeah, exactly. I've never had a holiday for myself. So, one of the things I'm changing now is a responsible adult with my own cash. is that I'm actually going on holidays for myself. Taking the time to actually do things for me. Which is important. You know, it is. So, yeah. And I'm really excited. I'm excited for both of my trips. Well, actually, all three of my trips. That are all happening, like, within a few weeks of each other, essentially. Because I go to PAX on the 11th and 12th of October. I head out to Japan on the 27th of October. And then I head home for Christmas just a little bit after the 20th of November, which is when I get back from Japan. So, a lot going on, but it should be freaking fantastic. My deadlift, just checked, is 460 pounds, which sounds more impressive than 210 kilograms, because big numbers. I love it. I love, like, yeah, just go for the big numbers. It's impressive either way, first of all, but second of all, if you want to bump those numbers up, like, with the pounds and stuff, I think you've earned that right. Surely. I think you're well within your rights to do that. Because that's 210 is huge. I'm just shy of the 1,000 pounds club. That's pretty cool. That's the dream, right? 1,000 pounds? Fuck yeah. That's like, no matter what measurement you use, that's so impressive. Tell you what, like, also something that's like a little bit stupid and goofy, but I do mean it genuinely. I'm looking forward to going to that one cafe in the airport that I've been to twice now, and I actually really like. At this point, I actually really like it, and now it's just like anytime I'm in Melbourne airport, I just go in there. If I'm waiting for a plane, I'll just go in there and I'm like, I'd like a coffee, please. Coffee, please. And they're just like, here you go, you fucking loser. And I'm just like, thank you. Because I never get to enjoy Melbourne for its coffee. I got to enjoy it once. I'll never find that cafe again. But it was fantastic. The baristas were really lovely, which is always a big win in my books. And I never know where it is. There's a local roaster near us that sells their beans to most cafes in Melbourne. Ooh, cool. Is it St. Ali? No, probably not. If it's their own roasters, then probably not St. Ali. But that is also cool. And yeah, I have to go to some Melbourne cafes while I'm there. Because I'm a big coffee snob. Nowadays. Anyway. I didn't used to be. I used to love I used to be just happy with instant coffee. Now I can't do it. There's an instant coffee that's room temperature now, sitting right next to me. Because I couldn't do that to myself. I actually don't think I can bring back coffee beans to Adelaide either, which is tragic. Can you imagine if I just got straight on the flight from PAX straight to Japan? That would be exhausting. I wouldn't want to do that. Apparently there's a coffee here in Melbourne called Magic, and it's supposed to be the best coffee ever. And I don't care much because I don't like coffee. Well, I now need to find out where that is. Because I like coffee. I want magic. I want magic. I love coffee. In order to... the order is technically a double shot of ristretto. A coffee shot more potent than an espresso. Yeah. Accompanied by a 3/4 flat white. Ooh, I like the sound of that. That does actually sound like my kind of thing. some of the best baristas here in Adelaide were from Melbourne. So I've only ever heard good things about Melbourne's coffee scene. And I want the beans. In me. Put them in me. But then again, also, I feel that way about Japan too, because Japan is also known for its coffee. It says it comes from St. Ali. Oh, right. Or somewhere in Fitzroy. So it is a St. Ali. Interesting. And there's contention about where it started. Ooh, curious. I think we are almost done. So there's a few little things I need to finish. But I'm actually really proud of that brickwork. Is Japan known for its coffee? Well, it's a big coffee place. So they are big into coffee, from what I have heard. From my coffee-obsessed friend. So adding some fairly unique kind of brickwork and to each brick. Just give it some uniqueness. And also so it doesn't look quite so flat. Question, does she have scars or bark skin? That's a good question. So they are scars. Her skin is not bark, though I do totally get that that comparison, because it's very bark-like, isn't it? Woof woof. But not that bark. Because it looks like both, yeah. Like the magic armor spell, yeah. No, I fully agree. It does look quite a bit like that. We'll get an explanation to it, but yeah. So there's scars. We get an explanation to it in this chapter, actually. Beep, 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 beep. Hold on. There we go. And these. There you go. Woofla woof. Yeah, exactly. Woof woof. Bark. It is bark. Bark skin. I would say the most, the hardiest and most protected skin possible, but because they're scars, that is ironically not correct. Because as we can see, one of these two is covered in scars and the other is not. So clearly, one of them doesn't have tougher skin, because that can't be potentially true. Do I need anything else? No, that's that done. I need to do soft shadows, and then light. And also glasses. So we're getting really close to being done. And within the 3-hour mark, so that's pretty good. I do feel good about the 3-hour streams now. They feel more normal at this point, which is a good sign. I definitely think I've forgotten shadows back here, but I can live with that for now. Purely because I can make those edits later. Soft shadows. Set it to multiply. Make it a grey, but not too grey. Not too grey mouse, am I right? Ayo, I'm sorry guys, I'm tired. I could only apologize. Yeah, for the purposes of the soft shadows, these two characters are the same person. Or not the same person, but they are the same shape, essentially. So that they're just one person, essentially, in the grand scheme of shadows. The shadows look so good. Thank you, thank you. We're about to double down on the shadows with a couple of soft shadows. So hold on to your butts, because we're about to get some cocoa nuts. I don't know. Again, I can only apologize. And the reason, I think I've explained this a few times, but the reason I add these soft shadows is because then it creates this layer of depth that can't be achieved in the same way that the shadows layer can achieve. So the normal shadows are great, for sure, at providing definition, but these soft shadows will help provide depth, which really enhances that definition. And I watched a guy do this once, and I was enamored. Did that because of a migraine, was listening to a podcast instead. Fair enough, fair enough. To the soothing tones of the mouse. Is that what gave you the headache? The soothing tones of the mouse? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be doing art. Making poopies in the toilet. Join me on this ASMR journey where I guide you through pooping. In your new custom bidet. Bro, I got an anime for you. Ooh, yes. Tell me it, and I will add it to my list. My long list of anime that I need to watch. Is that everything? Yes, there we go. That is everything. Kaiju. Ooh, yes. I have seen stuff for it. It's on Crunchyroll, so I would be down to watch it. Delicious in Dungeon. Yes, but that's on Netflix. I don't have Netflix. But I would also watch that too. The story is fairly basic and the animation slaps. Ooh, I'm down. I've heard good things about that one, yeah. Delicious in Dungeon also slaps. Yes, I tried to get the manga, and apparently Australia does not have distribution rights for it. So I'm angry about that. But not that angry. Then we add everything back in because it provides us with a good guide. And then rude. Yeah, it is rude. I'm really mad about it because I wanted to read the manga. Because I like collecting manga. That being said, I also need to finish reading Berserk. Which I'll get around to. I'm on volume 3. So, I'll make my way through it. Berserk is my gym motivation. And y'all are all thinking, Greymas, do you want to be like Guts? No, I want to be like Casca. I mean, I do want to be like Guts in a sense, but yeah. I said what I said. Is it Casca? Casca? Cusco? Oh yeah, the poison for Cusco. Poison specifically chosen for Cusco. Cusco's poison. And then her face is slightly illuminated, at least from the eyes down. Cusco's poison. Because of her sun hat, it covers a lot of her hair, but I think we're good. Oh, there we go. I am happy with that. There is a little bit left to do, but we are pretty much there. Page 7, done. On to page 8. We're almost at the halfway mark, which is pretty huge. And that's why I think we can kind of do it. We can kind of get to chapter 4 within the next few months. I think it's doable. I think it's achievable. Let's go light first. Get the little hex highlights into the eyes. This is not the right one. This is it. Hex highlight. And one thing I did promise myself was that I was going to add more illumination. Ratchet's so cute. We love Ratchet. He's the sweetest little bean. And he looks fantastic in this panel. I have no qualms with how he looks here. He looks great. He looks just painfully cute in this one. But one thing I am doing more of is that I'm now putting more conscious effort into making his eyes reflective. So where we see Armella's glasses here and here, we see reflected in his eyes. Because I want... So there are some ideas that I want to kind of play around with. I want to boop his nose. He got a boopable nose, that's for sure. So there's an idea I want to play with that we will get to see more of Ratchet's perspective through his actual POV. And then the things reflected in his eyes will actually begin to take on more meaning. And we can kind of, as a reader, you'll begin to get to discern more through what he sees reflected in his eyes. And more so than that, I also am really keen to start including panels where we don't see the landscape or what Ratchet is looking at, but we see what he is looking at through his reflection, the reflection in his eyes. We have a character with these big, bulbous, adorable eyes, and with pupils that are like dinner plates, essentially. It would be a waste not to have them reflect light, and reflect light quite prominently. So for me, it's almost this conscious, continuous effort that I want to put in place, just so that we actually have these beautiful compositions in later editions where Ratchet's eyes are the panels themselves. If you're picking up what I'm putting down. Yay, Cap! Jungle trolley for the old gods. Hello! Cap, how you doing? It's so lovely to see you. Just about to finish up this panel. So perfect timing. I don't know what that is, just seemed right. I get it. The emotion, the feeling. Sometimes it just pulls you in directions that you don't necessarily know where you're gonna go. It's perfect. I love it. Yeah, how you been? You sleeping well? How you doing, baby cakes? Oh my goodness. I am well. I am doing great, actually. I'm tired, but I'm doing great. I've never felt more motivated, I think, to do the comic. But also I need to make sure I'm taking care of myself. So there's like that middle ground that I'm trying to reach. Which is cool. Gray, you have inspired me to do more art. Oh, I love to hear that. By that I mean paint your Warhammer minis. That's even better. That I'd love to hear more so. Because painting Warhammer minis is
sincerely a supreme art. It takes perseverance, patience, in the same way that most, traditional painters require that patience and perseverance. It is almost certainly an art form in not only its own way, but even in the traditional sense. So I am glad that I've inspired you. It is an honor. As someone who tried to paint Warhammer minis and gave up, it means a lot. Let that curve just about right. Let's fill the glasses in with white. And then we set it to add, yes. Then turn it down significantly, because that's just too much brightness. Beautiful. Give that a save. Quickly gonna go to light for a moment because I realized that I didn't put hex lights in the goggles, which is important. Now, actually, that one's not gonna cast much light, is it? So we actually leave that because it's all in shadow. But now we look at this. We're good? We're done? Done with the panel? And by done with the panel, I mean we are not done with the panel because holy crap, I just saw that. Very dirty and patchy soft shadow. I need to fix this. Otherwise I will not sleep. I cannot tolerate patchy shadows. There we go. Perfection. Let's give that a save. We'll export it. And then we can raid out. We did great. We did great today, gang. We did it. Another panel down, another page down. Hell yeah! Now let me actually export it instead of just jibber-jabbering. Beautiful. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much for being here to help me, keep me entertained, keep me focused. I love you all dearly for that. Truly stunning and baffled. Oh, you. No, you. And also, like, we had 3 raids tonight, which I am humbled and flattered so much that people would pop in. I do really appreciate that kind of stuff. It's very kind. So let me just quickly post this in the Discord so that everyone can see, so nobody misses out on the updates. And then watch me delete it accidentally because I'm an idiot. There we go. And then let us look at who is live to raid out. There are people live. That's good. Twitch isn't completely silent. We have Midnight Muse playing Call of Duty Black Ops 2. We have Stephen Preston. I haven't raided to Stephen in a long time, so I would be partial to that. Also Suited. We love Suited. Crafty Jellyfish, Shaggedy, Alzephi, Liam, Simon. We got Doig. We got Enya. Enya's playing Monster Hunter Rise. That's cool. That's one note. I need to get the Monster Hunter World art book. It is astounding. It is astoundingly comprehensive from what I've seen. And I love me a comprehensive art book. So much. I know Suited adores Ratchet. I think we've raided her recently, so I might leave her for a bit. I think it just makes sense. It's been a while, so we might raid. I know I'm saying this, but I'm also like not specifically picking anyone out yet. Let's go to Stephen Preston. He's an Australian art streamer, so that works for me. I think he's drawing a booty. Oh no, it's a shoulder. It just goes to show my brain. Let's do it. Let's jump to Stephen. There we go. Bummer. Well, there's some butts and boobs in the imagery, so I think we're okay. I think we might get to see some boobs and butts, so we're all good. Anywho, hold on. Let me go to the ending screen. Thank you all so much for being here with me. I really appreciate it. It's lovely to see you all, but now you all go and be the rainbow in somebody else's day, because you've done more than enough here. Till next time. See you, gang.